ReefDudes is sponsored by Brightwell Aquatics and Bulk Reef Supply. Today we're going to do a long-term review on the Nyos Skimmer. What's going on, guys? Devin from ReefDudes. So I've been using my Nyos 160 on about 3 different tanks now, and I've had it for about 2 years. Now on the water box, I actually upgraded to the bigger brother, which is the Nyos 220, and I've had this one for probably about 7 or 8 months now. So I figure it's a good time to do a bit of an overview and update on how they're doing. So starting with the 160, since I've had this guy the longest, as you can see, it does a very nice dark skim. I actually did dose a few things to the tanks, have it raised up a little bit right now. Now my frag tank's still a little bit of work in progress, but you can kind of see at the bottom where you got the purple Q. Now your ideal water line for this is just at the tip of that Q, so just above it. And that's about 8.5 inches. Now one thing to note, this is an AC skimmer, so it means it's super duper reliable. However, you get a little bit less control in it. Now originally I was concerned about the noise level on it, just being an AC skimmer. And this actually has been surprisingly good. Like, I've had many DC skimmers in the past, and I'd say is pretty darn comparable, so I was super impressed with it. Now it does draw, the only disadvantage I'd say is it draws a little bit more wattage being an AC skimmer over a DC skimmer. If you look at the specs on the Nyos website, it looks like it's fairly low watts, and I realize it's actually about double that because it's drawing, that is European power, so it's running at 220 volts. We're in North America, running 120 volts, so keep that in mind. A little more power, but overall it has been extremely reliable. Everything's been solid, like every piece of it's, nothing's broke, nothing's had issues. They are ozone safe, which is a big thing for me. This one ran ozone on it for a couple of years. I mean, there's been no issue, everything's been perfect on it. Once you give it a nice cleaning, it looks crystal clear and brand new again. So all the screws are the same, they're titanium. So they're all kind of interchangeable because it's the same screw everywhere. So little touches like that are kind of nice. So as you can see, both skimmers produce really, really dark, awesome skimming, which is one of the key things you want to look for in a skimmer. So really nice foam tower, lots of great skimming. So they definitely skim very, very well. I usually shoot for a fairly darker, bit slightly drier skimming. Like, to me, that's about perfect. Now one thing that's kind of funny on this one actually is how just the lid was cut. In order to fit it in with the pipe on it, the nozzle was basically touching the side to baffle. So I actually pulled out the tube on it, and that made it about perfect. So this one's also a little bit deeper, right? So it's a little bit deeper than where the Q is on the other one and where the water level should be. And doing that has worked out very, very well because the output is fully open. I don't really have any micro bubbles coming out of it to deal with, and it's producing like a nice, perfect dark skim, and I get to use my lid. So it's kind of a bit of a funky side benefit, which just coincidentally worked out very, very well. Now you can see this light blue line on here, and this is where I'm actually using ozone on this guy. So they are ozone safe again, which again is a big plus for me because having, a 6-foot tank, that little bit of ozone will help give you that crystal clear water. Just look at that nice, dark, nasty skimming. So this is kind of the consistency I go for. I know some people will do really watery. I don't want to empty it every few days, so I appreciate just having nice, super, super dark stuff. And then when you empty it, you're getting lots of the nastiness out of the tank, and it's doing a really good job removing all those excess nutrients. Now another thing I did do with this guy is I did put on one of those like skimmer protectors, so it's a little optical sensor that goes through the skimmer. So you can kind of see a little optical sensor on the back, and that's just there as a little bit of a backup. So if the skimmer overflows or that sensor gets wet, it's going to kill power to the skimmer. And I mainly did that because I have lids on this one, so it would just spill onto the lids and make a bit of a mess. So to me that was an important feature, just to make sure that we never have an issue of overflowing, and so far it's never been tripped. I find that little design on the cup kind of directs it downwards, so nothing really goes up. So that little lip, kind of how they designed that, works really well. So it's never been an issue on this guy. So there you guys go, 2 years with the Nyos 160 and roughly 7 months on the 220. But I'm very happy with both, zero complaints. Wish list, I guess, would be nice if they had a DC option, just make it a smidge quieter, give you a little more fine control and tuning, but honestly, they skim so well, it's not even a big concern. I would definitely recommend them if you guys want to go for it. Ozone safe, which is a big one. Super easy to clean and maintain. All the screws are the same, which makes another thing really easy to take it apart, put it together. Don't have to worry about which one goes where and all that jazz. So overall, definitely 2 thumbs up for me, and they've been solid and reliable for me. So I know a few people are asking me how I like the Nyos 160 in the comments for the past month or two, so there you guys go. If you enjoyed it, as always, hit that thumbs up. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And hey, if you want a cool reefing shirt like this, check out reefdudes.com/shop. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next video.